I had a lady in her 60s ask me if fasting was an issue for her at her age, and if not, what's the proper protocol for her to follow safely. It didn't take me long to realize that fasting wasn't necessarily the issue, but she was way under eating. If we haven't met, my name is Leah. I am a full-time working mom of 3 kids in sports, but I really have a passion for just trying to live healthier and do better so that we can live longer for and with our kids and grandkids and beyond. I think if you're going to live life, you should try to live life to the fullest and feel great while you're doing it. I am certified as a personal trainer and nutrition coach, even though that is not what I do full time. And I'm getting a second certification in nutrition just because I like to nerd out like that. So is it a problem to be fasting when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond? If you Google this, you're gonna see so many answers. You're gonna see don't fast because when you are in perimenopause and postmenopause, it's not good for you. You're gonna see you should fast. You're gonna see fast like a girl. You're gonna see you should eat within 30 minutes of waking. Here's the thing about nutrition. It really is fluid and it really depends on your body. So there's not always one answer for every single person. It's going to be dependent on your genetics, what your current fitness level is, what your current nutrition is, and what your goals are and how you want to get there. A lot of different things work for people and a lot of things don't work for people. So you may have fasted in the past and it didn't work for you, or you might be a lifelong faster and you love it. Either way, if you're one of those, let me know in the comments. Tell me your story and what has worked for you and what hasn't worked for you. But the thing that I found with this particular lady that reached out to me is that it's probably not the fasting that's an issue for her because she's trying to lose an extra 30 pounds. But we just kind of briefly went over her day and she's barely eating at all. We each have a rate of calories that we'll burn just by kind of doing our day-to-day stuff based on our genetics, our height, our weight, how we move, how much we move, that sort of thing. So if you heard about calories in versus calories out, but we're not going to be talking about tracking calories today because for most of us, tracking calories is really hard and just kind of annoying. I personally don't like doing it. I have failed at it many times. Maybe that's why I am still on my journey. But most of us just don't have time or we just don't want to do that. And that is okay. You can still get to your goals without having to track calories. So that's one thing. But if you are looking to fast, it's important to know that you still need a certain amount of calories, nutrients through the day in order for you to maintain and in order for you to lose or gain or however you want to do it. If your calorie levels are way too low, then your body is going to hang on to anything that you give it because it's going to be in fat storage mode thinking, oh my gosh, she is going to starve. We can't let that happen. So your body is trying to save you by hanging on to everything that you give it. So if you are wanting to fast, what you need to do is make sure that in your eating window, which generally people start with like a 12-hour window of fasting, 12-hour window of eating. You can work your way up. I've got a nose tickle. You can work your way up. For women, I do think I have read that anything really over 14 to 16 hours isn't amazing for women in your metabolism. But again, if you've fasted over 16 hours and you feel great, because sometimes you do want to fast for 24 hours, 72 hours, depending on what you're doing, then you keep doing you, all right? But on a regular day-to-day basis, If you're going to fast, then make sure during the window where you're not fasting, you're getting enough calories in. Now, an easy guideline for you, if you're not wanting to count your calories, is using the hand method. You may have seen this before, but I'm going to show it to you again. So if you think about it, our bodies are proportionate to us, right? So your hand is proportionate to your body and what it needs. It's such an amazing thing. God made us so amazing. Our bodies are so smart if we get in tune with it. So your hand, your palm, your cup hand, and your thumb is what we're going to look at, all right? Macronutrition. So if you aren't familiar, your macros or macronutrition, you've got your I don't know why I can say it, protein, your healthy carbs, and your fats, okay? So those are really important for your overall health, for you to be able to function and do well, getting your macros in. However, you don't have to count those either. What you're going to do is your hand is a guideline. You're going to use your palm, the size of your palm, for a serving of protein per meal, okay? So if you're only going to eat 2 meals, maybe a palm and a half or double it for each meal. Now this is for women, okay? Women. Men are going to double it. That's just the guidelines we go by. Then for carbs, it's what would fit if you cupped your hand for carbs. So rice, broccoli, potatoes. Yes, I said potatoes. Whatever carbs, okay, fitting in the palm of your hand. And then fats, it's going to be about the size of your thumb. So you can do nuts, butters, oils, avocado, all that kind of stuff, the size of your thumb. All right. Now, if you're looking to gain weight, then easily just double that per your meal. But if you're thinking, I need to fast, but I'm not really hungry, which is one of the issues that comes up as we get older. We're just not hungry, and so it's really, really hard to eat. Then you might want to start looking at drinking more calories, which is something that you don't want to do when you're younger because it's so easy to overconsume when we're younger because we are hungry and we want to eat. But what I'm talking about, drinking your calories, I'm talking about maybe you want to supplement with protein shakes or other protein things that you don't have to chew. I know that I am not a big eater when I first wake up. It makes me nauseous. I don't like it. But sometimes I will get some calories in, especially if I'm trying to do a recovery from a workout because I want to get that protein in. So yogurts, cottage cheese, or protein shake, or protein coffee, those are some good choices for you. So if you're struggling and getting your food in, then think about that sort of thing, and feel free to drop any questions or comments about, some ideas on how to make sure that you get the right amount of calories in for yourself during that window where you're not fasting. Or if you aren't a faster, that's okay too. Use the hand method for that as well. So if you have no problem eating 3 meals a day, you want snacks, that sort of thing, that is totally fine as well. But a big issue that we have here in the States especially is overconsumption. I know I have been guilty of this for a long time myself. We have huge plates, we have huge servings, huge drinks, all the things. So if you don't fast, it's not your thing, but you're still looking to kind of, pull the reins in a little bit without having to count calories, use that hand method. I hope that has been helpful for you. I know that I can tend to ramble sometimes. I do have ADD and I wanted to take notes, but also I wanted to talk from my heart because I do know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you can get off topic, you know what I mean? So I would love to hear from you, and any comments, like I said, that you have, like what your journey has looked like in the road to wellness, any questions that you have that I can help answer as we go through this journey together. I would really appreciate to connect with you. and I'll see you in the next video.